flex on the boosted board. This is how much flex we got on a boosted. And it can really flex. As you're hitting bumps, you can really overcome them.
And we are the dreamers of dreams.
Living life, spinning like a merry-go-round. Traveling all around the world, you know we get surround. Good vibes only. You know it's the one and only Justin Bravo. Yeah, that's my number one homie. Subscribe. Come on.
Go gang, what's going on? I hope you're having a great Thursday. Let me tell you, I'm getting tons of questions, a ridiculous amount of questions about these e-boards, about the boosted board, which I've been riding all afternoon, but I'm getting a lot of questions specifically about comfort in riding, and like everyone's asking me, like, is it comfortable to ride for long distances? And I'll tell you, if you caught my range test on the boosted board extended range, you would know that I think I did close to like 15 miles, I think, and my legs were hurting, and this is one of the better decks in the e-board market. But I thought it'd be fair to answer the questions the best I can, and let's talk about it. First, got to put this boosted board down. You know, it's a little heavy. All right, Go Gang, there are a ton of different factors when it comes to ride quality, but one of the biggest factors, one of the things that makes or breaks a board for me is its deck. So generally, the longer the deck, the more flex it has, and the more flex, the more comfortable it is to ride. Now, that flex allows it as shock absorbing, so as you're hitting bumps, you're going over rocks, gravel, as you're hitting little things, the board will flex a little bit as you hit that, and it will absorb some of that impact. Now, even when you're riding 14, 15 miles, 18 miles on some of these boards, and when you're really putting on some miles, then you're gonna feel it no matter what. Unless you have springs for legs, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna get numbed legs and knees and all the things. You're gonna feel it in your legs after riding that long, unless you're riding on completely smooth pavement. But even then, to be honest with you, like, you go through little asphalt patches, there's little parts of any ride that usually will have some kind of bump to it that over time, over the mileage, will get to you after 30, 45 minutes, an hour, you'll start to feel it. Now I'll tell you this, the second generation board has a nice bamboo deck, so it's one of the flexiest decks that I've ridden on an e-board, and it really separates the boosted board. That's what makes this the most comfortable to ride, because it's so flexy that when I'm going over bumps and all the things, 100%, I don't feel it. I can really just keep going. So I'm getting a ridiculous amount of questions regarding the Ownboard, Meepo, Wowgo, all these other e-boards, and their ride quality, specifically on long distance rides. And it depends. It depends on which exact generation we're talking about, which exact board, which deck we're talking about. But I have a few of them back at the office. Why don't we go back over there? We'll ride over there real quick, and then I can at least show you the comparison on a few of them. That way you can get an idea. And then also on this boosted board mini, everyone's asking me about the boosted board mini. On the boosted mini, will it be comfortable to ride long distance? Let me give you my thoughts when we get back over to the studio. Let's head that way right now. That was fun. I'll tell you, it's always good to get out and ride. So let me get the boards out. We'll get them off the wall here, and let's stack them up, and we'll show you kind of the difference in the flex between something like a second gen boosted, the Ownboard, and I actually have a Meepo shortboard too, so maybe we can get an idea. I know it's not the same as this new decking that boosted's come out with, but you know, let's check it out. Let's just see. Okay, here's the boosted board. Here's the Ownboard right here. And a Meepo shortboard. Okay, first let me show you the flex on the boosted board. This is how much flex we got on a boosted. And it can really flex. As you're hitting bumps, you can really overcome them. And man, you don't feel stuff on that boosted. It really flexes as well. So now here's the Ownboard, and the Ownboard has some pretty good flex to it too, but let's not quite what the boosted has. And we see right here. I mean, it's flexing, but it doesn't have quite that flex that bamboo board, the boosted, has at all. But this definitely, I like the Ownboard. It has a pretty good ride, but a more flexible deck would really make a difference. Now the Meepo shortboard. There's no flex to the Meepo shortboard. Look at this. It's not really flexing at all. No flex on the Meepo shortboard. That's why the Boosted has a little bit more of a premium ride. That's where all that feel comes from, is that really flexible bamboo deck. It really is a comfort ride. And I'll tell you that I'm a little worried about the Stealth, worried about the Plus, because they've changed up the deck. I don't know what it's gonna feel like. I did get some questions, I did get some comments. People said people are not addressing the deck changeover and why they're getting rid of the nice bamboo and they're moving on to some kind of composite. And I don't know. I'm not sure. I really love Boosted's deck, and it really is kind of, I don't know why it's being changed. But I'm going to reserve my full opinion on that until I actually ride it. I'm going to get that Stealth in my hand. I want to ride that. I want to feel the flex of that deck versus this old Generation 2. And we're going to see, does it still have that premium comfort feel? As far as the Boosted Mini is concerned, as you saw right there with the Meepo shortboard, of course, it's going to be a little bit different of a deck. There's not much flex happening there. So because of that, long distance riding is not ideal, but it's really not a longboard. It is meant for kind of short commutes, getting around, maybe in urban environments, or just going on for short rides. Even though the Mini X does 14 miles, 14 miles on a shortboard like that, maybe someone out there's done it and they feel good about it, but I'll tell you, 14 miles on a longboard can get a little tedious. On a little shortboard like that, man, I think my legs, my knees, they feel like jello. They'd feel awful. But I'll tell you this, you can see right there on that Meepo shortboard, there's no flex on that. So when I'm gonna ride long distances, I don't get out that board. Usually what I'll do is I'll use that for just going to the mailbox, or I'll take it with me, because it's the cool thing about a shortboard, and the big bonus about the Boosted Mini will be the travelability. Be able to take it and throw it in your trunk very easily, carry it around, be able to go inside, a Starbucks or whatever, like be able to get around with it, because that is the pain in the butt about a longboard, and really kind of like the Boosted Stealth and all the new stuff coming out. The pain in the butt with those is really getting them around. Now, here's another thing that everyone's been, chiming in on is the airlines. Really of all the new boards, the only one that's really going to be super airline friendly is the Mini S. And so again, that makes it kind of a no-brainer that if you're going to take it on the airplane a lot, maybe the Mini S is the way to go. Then we can ride around the airports and all that kind of stuff, very Casey Neistat style. I'll tell you, with the Meepo shortboard, I've ridden around in malls and other things, and no one's giving me a problem with it. What I do like about a shortboard, what I do like about the Meepo shortboard, and this is the benefit to having a stiffer board, is that you have more stability and you can turn a little bit easier. When you're flexing and stuff like that, it's more comfort, it's more spongy, but you lose the stability, you lose a little bit of that control. So if you're a little bit more of an experienced rider, you may want a little bit more control. If you want to be able to power slide and all that kind of stuff, like, you're gonna want that feel. But if you just want to lounge and have a good time, ride around, just enjoy the wind blowing through, like all that kind of stuff, try to get a spongy deck and something nice and flexible, and the Boosted second generation offers that, and that's why I really enjoy that board. Ownboard is like 80% of it. It's got a really good flex to it. Now, I talked to the owners of Ownboard, and apparently that they're looking at this and they're trying to come up with some new deck designs coming out very, very soon. And I think that Ownboard, Meepo, Wowgo, and a few more of these Chinese board manufacturers, I think you're going to see them catching up to Boosted. I think they're going to find these little things, kind of get them closer and closer to that Boosted board quality, and I think it can get there. I hope that answered your questions. I hope that got all the stuff. If there's more, just put them in the comments, or hit me up on Insta at JustJustinBravo, whatever. Fire them over. I'll do my best to get them answered. If I don't know it, I'll ask somebody. I'll get a hold of one of these manufacturers. I have them all. I have all their phone numbers and emails. I get a hold of them very quickly. So if there's anything you want to know, hit me up. Let me know. I'll try to get the answers for you. But if you are long riding, spongy board, it's where it's at. If you want more control, stability, you want a little bit stiffer of a board. If it's all about travel, the short board makes sense. Boosted Mini, the S seems like the way to go. I don't see the X being a huge thing. I was going to order the X because I wanted the extra distance, and I like the blacked out colors, but I'm going with the S because I want something that I can take on an airplane and it not be a problem. So hope I answered all those questions, Goat Gang. If you have any more, like I said, hit me up. We will see you soon. I hope you have a great Thursday. I hope it was the greatest Thursday of all time. And tomorrow, I will see you again Friday with a fresh video. Later, Goat Gang. damn, now I got to put all these boards up.